Hi, welcome to Marvelous Mysteries, the podcast. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Jaden.
And we're going to do some icebreakers and then read our mysteries to you, although it's just me reading a
I didn't come prepared, so it's going to be Rebecca.
It's okay. This is like a last minute thing. One of us didn't get the memo. We thought we'd do anyways. That sounded like us being like, one of us didn't get the memo.
Someone who should be remain nameless.
It's okay, though, because I was like, I think we're doing both in my head, and you did not think that, so
okay. That's fine.
Okay, the first one is like, do you like working out? And if you do, or like even if you don't, what is a workout you do like, or your favorite kind of thing to do?
I do like working out. Like I want to get back into it because I actually enjoy it. I feel like I usually enjoy doing like ab workouts the most. And it's not because like I'm trying to get like a six pack. Like I don't know. I just find like those a lot easier. Like those, and like it's like upper body's always been really hard for me. But like abs and legs I'd say, but probably abs more. So
I usually like working out. Like the only reason, my biggest problem is like getting to the gym, getting to do it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I usually like almost every single workout I do. Like I even like running, and like I really like running. I really like hot yoga. I like doing like weightlifting or whatever. I like legs the most because that's the easiest for me because I have big, like, strong legs.
I don't.
It's okay.
I don't mind running, but like other.
Yeah, like but ones. I've liked everything. Like I really liked, I've done kickboxing of like that.
I've always wanted to do that.
It's really fun. I went to a class like a really long time ago, and the lady was really intense though. Like we had like gloves, and she's like, go, 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 like come on. Like you'd run around and like punch this bag, like running around punching it every once in a while, and then you'd run and then do like some sort of floor workout, and then you'd run back and then punch the thing. It was really intense. My mom was not she went with me, and she was not really a fan because my mom's really likes yoga, like because it's calm and like slower paced, and she could do the other one. Like she's in really good shape. She likes like the calming, like working out is like a de-stress to her, and that was just adding stress. So yeah, I like every kind of workout. I can't think of one I don't like.
Yeah, I mean like I said, like I actually like I agree in the fact that like I do actually like most workouts. It's just like some are harder than others, you know, or harder for me to.
There's certain like programs I haven't liked or whatever. Like so I like HIIT, like high intensity interval training, but I also don't because it's like sometimes irritating because you have to do the same thing over and over again. But yeah. Okay, next question. Oh, what's your most embarrassing moment, or do you have like one that comes to mind?
I have a lot. It's gonna take me a moment to pick one.
I have a few too. Like, okay, I'll tell mine because it's really bad.
Well, we'll see.
So when I was with my mom and sister, and we were like walking outside, and we saw this dog, and it was like very cute. Like, we were like, wow, the dog's so cute. And it's like it was a little one, which normally I like big dogs, but this one was like really cute. And we were like, what kind of dog is that? I was like, I'll just ask the girl. And I was like, what kind of dog is that? And like, I feel really bad. Like, she had a speech impediment, so she said a Pomeranian.
Oh.
Like, the W's incorrectly. And I didn't register that in my brain, so I didn't understand her. And I also didn't realize what was happening. Like, I thought she just said a totally different dog name. And I said, a Pomeranian? Like, back to her.
Oh.
And so, yeah, so then I said that to her, and she was like, yeah, and I was like, and then my mom, I didn't even realize, like, even afterwards, I was like, what kind of dog is that? Like, so I just didn't realize, like, or whatever, and I feel so bad. It was so embarrassing. My mom and sister still make fun of it, like, make fun of me. I felt so bad. It was horrible, but that was probably one of my most embarrassing moments. I have another one like that, but it's, like, inappropriate.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just swore in it, so.
Oh.
I can tell it, like.
If you want, you can go ahead.
It's not that, like, horrible or anything, but, like, so my mom and sister, like, we used to, like, jokingly say, like, hey, like, B or whatever, you know, to each other. I don't know if I should, like, not say it on this or whatever, if we have to mark it explicit then, but, they'd say, like, hey, B or whatever, like, but say the word, and, I was at youth group in high school, and this girl comes up next to me, like right next to me.
Is it me?
No, it wasn't you. It was a leader. It was,
Oh, okay. You don't say their name.
yeah, I can't remember her
we
name.
can
I'll
talk
tell you
about
about
it afterwards.
I'll tell you her name later if I remember it. But, I said, hey, B, like, to her. Like,
Yeah.
and I thought it was my sister because she had similar hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked over. It's not my sister. It's some random, like, this. And it was, like, I know it was her first day, like, volunteering at youth.
Oh my god.
And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were my sister, which did not make it any better. So that's also bad. I have a feeling that.
I definitely have had embarrassing moments. A couple that I will not share to
Yeah.
this, but I don't know. Like, I had to like go through my years that I was in school. I guess like I don't know. I mean, it was embarrassing for me. I had like a moment in like 3rd grade, which yes, I still remember it.
Okay.
Where like there was like a girl that sat behind me, and like I realized like we went like I don't know how I found it out, but I found out like while I was still in school because this is when it went down, was like somehow like there was like a giant ink stain in my hood, and so like and, like I'm not a hostile person, as like a little crazy as I can get. Like I don't usually just like straight up just like accuse people of things, but back then small Jaden did, and so like I turned around and I was like I don't know if I told her first or the teacher. I think we kind of argued about it first. 'Cause I thought she did it to me. Like she put like like an ink pen in my hood and like put the mark like and it started bleeding her there. So I started like arguing with her, and like our teacher came over and we're like sitting there arguing and like anything like that. I don't know, and like she was just like, I didn't do it. Like I swear I didn't do it.
And you like fought with her.
Yeah, I fought so hard. And then later I was like, I took a moment, and then like at recess I was like, I just apologized to her like so much, and she was like, it's fine. I'm like, I feel like you're lying, but like okay, like maybe that doesn't sound as bad, but like in the moment it was one of those things where I was like usually I think through things a bit more, and like that just was not one of those moments.
Dang, that's brave. Even if someone put an ink stain on my shirt, I would like not be like, did you do this? I'd be like,
I wouldn't do it now.
Yeah.
But for some reason back then I had a backbone that was like
I did not. And although I did say, like, I had a girl party and this girl like took the knobs off my piano, my house, and my mom was like kind of annoyed, and I was like, you guys are kind of ruining my girl party because they got in fights like one wasn't playing with the other or whatever because it's 1st grade. So
I've definitely had like probably more embarrassing moments, but like I don't know, I can't think of any.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, and the last one. Oh, what's the strangest dream you've ever had, or one that you remember? I know you recently had one.
Go ahead, you can go first.
Okay, I can tell mine because mine's really weird. It was like I still remember it, and it was like before, like I had my period or whatever. But when I was like, whatever, 12. I had a dream where I was at the beach. This is a very short blurb of a dream that I remember. I was at a beach, and everyone kept saying, like, jump in the water. It's a period. Like, the water will give you your period or whatever. It will cause you to have your period. And I was like, I don't want to go in the water. And it was stressing me out because there was, like, little kids that, like, unknowingly went into the water. It wasn't, like, bloody water. It's just, like, the water. If you go swimming, you will have your period. And, like, people were like, come on, jump in, or whatever, trying to get me to go in, and I was like, no, thank you, or whatever, and, there were little kids playing in it. That stressed me out. I was like, what is she doing in there? Because she's, like, 5, you know, but I don't know why. That's, like, it's a very small blur, but that's one that I've remembered for years. It was really weird.
Yeah, that sounds like a weird ritual thing.
Yeah.
I have... Very rarely do I have, like, a normal dream. And it's not, like, they're weird and, like, I don't know if I told you this before, because I can kind of, like, half lucid dream.
Okay.
Which, like, sometimes is real fun, let me just tell you that. But, like, one of the most recent ones I had, I slightly lucid dreamed in it, like, and I'll tell you what part I did it at. But, like, it started off as I was Professor Snape. Like, I was him. And I was, like, in this house, like, that, like, was run by I don't know exactly, like it was like the people like who owned it or ran it, or like I didn't like ever see in the dream. Like I just kind of like knew that like I was kind of like a spy for some reason.
Okay.
And I was a spy for like, you know, like Harry and Hermione and Ron. Okay. And so like in order to get information to them, I had to like go into like this room where like a hidden staircase was, and then I had to crawl through this tiny little like vent hole tunnel thing. Like it wasn't a vent, but like it was like that small of a tunnel, and I'd have to crawl through there to like where this hidden room was, where they would be waiting for me for information, and then I would go back out and like get more information. And then the dream switched to me like, well, you've seen some Marvel movies. You know who like Scarlet Witch is? She has like the telekinesis powers. That's like the Wanda Vision.
Oh, okay.
She's like that lady.
Okay.
Then I had a dream that I was myself, but like I had her powers, which was like pretty sweet because like I said, this is like where I lucid dream because like I realized I had her powers. So I was like, oh shoot, if I want to make that guy fly, I can make him fly.
Okay.
So I like lifted my hand in the dream and like I picked him up and threw him around. Like I was like in this superhero battle. And the more I tell this, the more I realize it's because I was talking a lot about Marvel with my friend like the day before. But yeah, and so then I was in a superhero battle. I was like casting shields and everything like that. It was really fun. The other night I had again another Marvel character dream of where I was being chased by the Winter Soldier in a game of tag, and it was so intense and so stressful. I have like I don't know if those are like I guess really weird. But I have like a lot of. There's definitely more strange ones I've had for sure.
I dream a lot actually. Like some people don't remember their dreams.
I do too. Yeah.
I dream a lot. I have a lot. It depends. I know at one point when Criminal Minds came on Netflix years ago, I watched Criminal Minds from the moment I woke up all day till I slept. Oh, so I had dreams of people stabbing me.
Oh my god.
Stressful. I had one recently. So every once in a while I'll have one like that, and I just like in the middle of the night I'm like but
oh, sorry, I was gonna say to go along with like before I was being chased by a Winter Soldier, like the dream had like switched to that. Before then, there was like a part where like it was like me and like a bunch of random people in my basement, like at my house, and we were hiding from this guy, and it was like if he touched you, you became evil. And so like I managed to like escape with like a few of us, and like we're like upstairs in the living room, and like we could like one of the people that I was with was like, yeah, if he touches you, like you're gonna turn evil. And then I heard the guy come up the stairs, so I ran outside, and I started booking it across the yard. And it was like one of those dreams where I was like you couldn't really like run as fast as you wanted to.
Okay.
And I was being chased, and the person, instead of like they were supposed to, like I say, like, you touch the other person, they become evil or whatever. And then this is a very long it's a very long story now that I realize it. But like I fell to the ground, like just started screaming because I don't want them to touch me.
Oh my gosh,
and like
stressful.
they just like stopped and they're like, here, like touch my arm. Like I'm not gonna touch you. If they touch my arm, like you'll be fine. So I grabbed their arm, and then like they helped me escape.
Okay.
And then I woke up.
Yeah.
Or I guess the dream switched.
I don't remember a lot of my dreams unless I like tell them right when I wake up or something like that. Like so, if I don't talk about it like right when I wake up, it's forgotten pretty much. But
I have a lot of
I do dream a lot more than like a regular person, I think. Okay.
Anyway. Well,
I'll go first.
Stop it.
But mine's kind of long, so that's good. So, it was on a list of like creepy like movies that are actually based on true stories or something like that. So this is the Texarkana Moonlight Murders or the Phantom Killer. This is the series of unsolved murders and other violent crimes committed in and around the Texarkana, in the spring of 1946, I'm struggling, by an unidentified serial killer who's known as the Phantom Killer. He was credited with attacking 8 people within 10 weeks, 5 of whom were killed. Jeez. And if you don't know, Texarkana,
just call him the Phantom Killer.
Yeah, well, that area, it's like a area right by Texas and Arkansas, and it's like I don't know, both states have that town name or whatever. That's all. Okay, so February 22nd, 1946. Let me get some water.
It's right here.
Because I'm parched. Wow, this is around 11:45 p.m. Jimmy Hollis, who was 25, and his girlfriend Mary Janine Larry, 19, parked together on a lover's lane after seeing a movie. 10 minutes later, a man wearing a white cloth mask that looked like a pillowcase with holes cut in, appeared at Jimmy's door, shined his flashlight in his eyes and said, "I don't want to kill you, fellows, so do what I say." So he ordered them out of the car, ordered Jimmy to take off his pants. Once they were removed, he struck him twice in the head with a pistol, Mary was ordered to stand, and then eventually she was ordered, he said, like, run, go. So she tried fleeing toward a ditch. She, like, tried to hide in, like, an abandoned car. She thought maybe someone was in it. But then he, like, caught up to her. Oh, wait, oops, sorry, let me back up. So she tried, like, going one way, and then the killer was like, no, go that way, or whatever. So she's like, okay, I'll go that way, I guess. And then eventually, like, she reached the car, tried to get in, blah, blah, blah. The killer was like, why are you running from me? And she was like, you told me to. And then he said, the killer, or attacker, I guess, called her a liar, knocked her down. He sexually assaulted her with the barrel of his gun. After the assault, he, like, allowed her to flee. She ran a half-mile to a nearby house. She awakened the residents of the house, phoned the police. Within 30 minutes, the police arrived. So, both of them survived. Mary was hospitalized with a minor head wound. Larry was hospitalized for several days with multiple skull fractures, but, you know, they both survived. They both kind of gave conflicting reports about the attacker, like, mostly about his race, because they could see, like, the eyes, you know, like, the skin under the eyes, and I can't remember which one, but one of them was, like, it was someone that was black, someone said that he was white, one of them did, but they kind of agreed that he was around 6 feet tall, so that's all they had. So a few weeks later, or about a month later, March 24th, Richard Griffin, who was 29, and his girlfriend, Polly Ann Moore, who was 17, which I was like,
Sir.
but this is also 1946, so I guess that's fine. But still, were found dead in his car on Sunday, March 24th, between 8:30 and 9:30 a.m. by a passing car. Richard had been shot twice while in the car with a 32 cartridge shell was found. The police launched a citywide investigation with the Texas and Arkansas Police, Department of Public Safety, Miller and Cass County Sheriff Departments, and the FBI. So by March 27th, they had interviewed 50 to 60 witnesses, and by March 30th, they had posted a $500 reward for new information. However, the reward only produced, like, over 100 false leads that didn't really lead anywhere. So then, April 13th, Betty Jo Booker, who was 15, was playing her saxophone in a gig with her band. Around 1:30, her friend Paul Martin, who was 17, picked her up. After that, no one heard from them. Paul's body was found around 6:30 a.m. that morning. He had been shot 4 times. And then Betty was found out not until 11:30 a.m., almost 2 miles away from his body. And the weapon was the same as used in the murder of Richard and Polly. So Paul's car was found 3 miles from Betty's body and 1.5 miles away from his own body. It was parked outside a park with the key still inside. Then the reward money went up to $1,700 for information catching the person responsible for the murders. And then the final attack was May 3rd, 1946. Virgil Starks, who's 37, he was just sitting, like, in his sitting room in his house, and he was shot from the back of the head, like, through the window, 3 feet away. His wife, Katie, was laying in bed. She heard the glass break, so she went into the room, found her husband dead, ran to call the police. As she was, like, going to do that, she was shot in the face twice from the same window. And she, like, managed to escape somehow.
Oh, wow.
Like, there was some, like, details on how, but I just got it because I wasn't sure if this would be too long. But, like, she managed to escape, ran from the killer across the street to her sister and brother-in-law's house, like, told them, call the police, like, someone's been attacked, and she survived the attack. So at their house, the investigation, like, there were 3 clues were found: the caliber of the bullets, there was a flashlight found in the hedge underneath the wood window, and bloody fingerprints, shoe and finger. The flashlight was sent to D.C. for further inspection of the FBI, and the fund was up to $7,025. May 9th, the sheriff notified that the flashlight had no fingerprints, but the flashlight, like, this is kind of like a 1946 thing. Sorry, let me get some water. But the flashlight was, like, a really, like, rare flashlight, so they thought, like, if someone had information about someone that had this flashlight, like, they would be able to track them this way. And, like, I feel like now you could not do that unless it's, like, something really weird.
Right.
But they put an ad in the paper saying, like, have you seen this flashlight? This was found at the Starks murder scene. Description of it. There's, like, only a limited number sold in the area. So if you owned or if you know anyone who had them, like, contact the sheriff. You might be able to solve it says you may be the one to aid in the solving of the phantom slayings. So obviously nothing came of that. So after the first double murder, like when 2 people actually died, people warned children about, like, being out late, like, don't be out late or whatever. The second shocked the city and they set, like, curfews or whatever. So after the murder of Virgil or the Starks, it, like, really snowballed the town's hysteria, and that was, like, a big thing of this. Like, people, like, armed themselves like crazy with guns at this place. Like, they used to be, like, somewhere you left your doors unlocked, you know, like, whatever. People could, like, stop by your house, whatever. It became, like, everyone had guns. Everyone had guard dogs. Like, people nailed sheets over their windows, nailed their windows down. Police got, like, crazy amounts of calls about, like, prowlers and stuff. Like, businesses lost lots of sales because when the evening approached, like, no one would go out. And because of this hysteria, like, the town was, like, super, super dangerous. Like, you could be shot by a nervous homeowner. Like, if you just, like, went to your neighbor's house and knocked on the door, like, you could potentially be shot. Because just everyone was, like, high-strung. Everyone was armed. It was not, like, great. So eventually this died down, like, weeks after with no murders or whatever. But, that was, like, the big thing. And the movie that this is based on is called The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Okay.
So that, like, yeah, they dreaded sundown because that's when he would attack. So this is, like, the profile of him. The Texas Ranger captain stated that he and his officers were dealing with a shrewd criminal who had left no stone unturned to conceal his identity or activities. He thought the murders were both clever but baffling. So a psychologist at the Federal Corrections Institution in Texarkana believed that the killer was planning to continue to make unexpected attacks on the outskirts of town. He believed the killer was mid-30s to 50s, motivated by a strong sex drive, and that he was a sadist. He thought that the person who would commit such crimes is intelligent, clever, and shrewd, and not often apprehended. His theories stated that the killer knew what was being done in the investigation, and he knew, like, which roads were, like, vacant from police, and that's why he chose, like, farmland or, like, the Virgils, like, the guy not the Virgils, the Starks. Virgil Stark was, like, a farmer, so he had farmland and stuff. He said that the killer could be leading a normal life and appearing to be a good citizen. He thought the killer was probably not a veteran because then, like, his meticulous, like, tendencies would be apparent. Sorry. He stated that the killer was not necessarily a resident of the town, and the attack showed evidence of a cool and cunning planning, and the strengthening of the police, since they had so much help from other law enforcement agencies, would not necessarily scare him away. So, here's the prime suspect, Max. So, this is the first story. So, on Friday, June 28, 1946, Max Tackett, who was a Arkansas state police officer, found a car in a parking lot that had been reported stolen. He, like, watched the car till someone came to it. He arrested 21-year-old Peggy Swinney. She said she had just gotten married, but her husband was in Atlanta trying to sell another stolen car, so she just, like, ratted him out, but The police chief of Atlanta told Max that a man had tried selling stolen cars to citizens. One of his citizens, Max, asked the citizen, the person, if he would recognize the suspect, but the man said he wouldn't. But this person that the citizen or whatever, like, he's unnamed or whatever, he was like very interesting looking, like the way he dressed and stuff. So the police, like, Max kind of pointed out, like, he's gonna recognize you and know you reported him.
Mm-hmm.
So he got him to like walk to several public places with him. So one Saturday, like in July, he saw a man running out of a building. He chased him, caught him on the fire escape. The man was Yoel Swinney, who was the one that's tried to steal the car, or tried to sell the man the stolen car. No, you're fine. So soon after he was arrested, he made incriminating statements about being a murderer. Police questioned Peggy as well, and she confessed in great detail that he was the Phantom Killer and that he killed Betty Jo and Paul.
Wow, Peggy just out here.
I know, she's like,
you know what? Here's the information.
Wow. So she can say this, but technically at the time, she cannot testify against her husband because they're married. So at the time, like, a wife or whatever is considered an unreliable witness, and you cannot be forced to testify against them. So the police verified some of her details. Like, there's a shirt with a laundry mark that was possibly linked to the Starks case, that was found in his possession. And Peggy confessed to, like, the most critical part of the case that, like, wasn't released to the public. But the guy, Yoel, was arrested for car theft. So here's the circumstantial evidence. The car that Peggy was arrested for stealing was the one reported missing the night of the Griffin and Moore murder. So another car was stolen that night. Peggy walked officers to a nearby spot where Paul's car was found. She said that he had walked her to the woods there, and the officers did find, like, female heel prints. Police found a khaki shirt in the suspect's room with the laundry mark with the word Stark found on it when they looked at it with a black light. Front, I don't know what this means. I don't know what I wrote. Sorry. It's like strange sentence. It says, like, there's, like, a front pocket of the worksheet match samples found in, must be stuff found in his front pocket, match samples found in his welding shop. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't, like, that sentence is incoherent. And then he did previously own a .32 caliber. So the complications, his fingerprints did not match the crime scene. So, and then obviously his wife was an unreliable witness, even though she confessed. Can't make her testify. So there was, like, a theory that, like, he was arrested for car thief and went away for a decently long time. And, like, in his interview with the police, he was like, I don't want to, like, be killed on the death penalty or whatever. Like, he kept talking about that. Mm-hmm. And so, like, some people think that maybe he went away, like, took a deal for the car thief. Like, they're not going to charge him with murder, so he won't get the death penalty. But he'll go away for this for a long time, you know. Mm-hmm. So there's here are some other suspects. There was a 18-year-old who had committed suicide in November 4th, 1948. In his note, he confessed to the killings, but he would have been, like, 16 at the time. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, I'm so thirsty. My throat is, like, so dry today. On May 8th, there was, like, a escaped German prisoner of war that they considered a suspect. Mm-hmm. And then Friday, May 10th, a Tuca, Oklahoma man walked up to a woman's house, opened her screen door. He asked her for... Sorry, my throat is, like, so dry. He asked her for turpentine, food, and money. The woman said, she's like, I don't have that much of those. He grabbed her by her hair and said he'd already killed 3 or 4 people, and if she reported him, he would kill her too. So, and then he left with the stuff, and then she reported it. So they thought that maybe he was the man, and that's what he was talking to, but nothing really came of it.
Wait. What, did he just be like a different murderer then?
I think they arrested someone, but I cut it. Now I can't remember for sure. And then Thursday, May 23rd, a 21-year-old ex-Army Air Force B-24 machine gunner named Ralph Bauman told Los Angeles police that he might have been the Phantom. He claimed that he was in Texarkana. He was like in a theater when a group of people were like acting wise and like made fun of the movie he liked and said that the people were overacting. He said he followed them, killed them within a period of 3 days. Police arrested him at a shooting gallery. He said he was in a coma for several weeks and woke up on May 3rd with his rifle missing and heard about a suspect matching his description. There's like no reason to believe he's a killer. They just think that he's some random person that was claiming, But there's they don't know. This is never solved. Nothing else has come of it or whatever. So yeah. There's the movie, The Town That Shredded Sundown, based on these. And then in 2014, there was another sequel with the same name that was released, I guess. That's what this says. But yeah, the original movie's from 1976. So, yeah, that's all. It's about this killer in, like, the rural whatever.
Yeah. It's weird that, like, I mean, I don't know. You hear people who kill doing weird things all the time. But, like, it's just kind of weird that he, like, would make some of them run. Yeah, I mean, he was like, he like made them run, and she was like, "You told me to." He's like, "No, I didn't." It's like, what?
That's why he thought he was like a sadist or whatever. I'm guessing because he liked like the fear or whatever. Yeah. He could have been just kind of crazy. Not that like I mean, already if you're like killer, you're crazy, but like just like
not all. That.
Yeah, like I guess mentally ill. I don't want to say crazy, but like deranged. I don't know. Like he could have just been a little like not
with it.
Yeah, like whatever. So, yeah, but that's all I have.
Nice and creepy. I don't want to go to Texas or Arkansas now.
There are killers everywhere.
Thank you. There's killers in every state.
Yeah, I mean, just like in like the town recently, like close to my dad's house, they found a bunch of like bodies underneath someone's house.
Oh my gosh.
Not recently, a few years ago. Maybe just two.
2 bodies or 2 years ago?
2 bodies. Someone killed them and buried them in the city. Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
It's nice.
So, yeah.
Like I said, I don't have one, like we've already said, so.
Yeah, so that's all.
That's
Sorry, it's a little short. That's okay. If you want to hear us do an icebreaker, you can click on, like, one of the social media links and DM us or...
in the comments.
Yeah, leave it in the comments, whatever. If you want us to do a certain mystery, you can do that, too. Next week, we will be releasing our other podcast, which is called Topics...
No, this is next week.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The week after this one, is that even?
Yeah, but like when this one will release next week, the topics.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Next week we'll be releasing an episode of our other podcast, Topics and Tea. So if you just like hearing us like chat about whatever, you can check out that one. But want to skip the murder, skip the creepiness. So yeah, you can comment, like, subscribe, do whatever like you are supposed to on whatever you're listening to. So
do what you want.
Yeah, do what you want. So thank you so much for listening.
Bye.